This is a heavy induction as far as, cats that were lyrical and just originals. Everyone that we inducted tonight has a style that when you hear that cat, you don't have to say, oh, who is that? The second you hear CL Smooth, the voice, the flow, you know that's CL Smooth. The Mechadon. So taking you back a little bit, again, to my senior year, this is very personal for me. In 1989, Heavy D had a song called Girls, They Love Me. It was one of my favorites of his. Hev was something else. People don't talk about Hev as much as they should, but Hev was something else. And he had a line in that song. He said, me, Glenn, and Troy went to a disco. Pete Rock and CL Smooth was on stage drinking Cisco. It ain't really mean that. I ain't know who Pete Rock and CL Smooth was. It was a nice line. But that would be a very important line later on for a couple reasons, right? So when he said that, he name-checked a duo that most of us were unfamiliar with at the time. But in the next year of 1990, CL hit our radars when he made an appearance on the Untouchables remix of Rub You the Right Way by Johnny Gill. Then I knew who CL Smooth was, and I'm like, okay, who's this cat? This is an Untouchables remix. Sound a little bit like what Teddy was doing at the time. They all were in the same vein, Motown recording. But who was this cat, CL Smooth? I got my ear open for him. So it was the EP All Sold Out in 1991 that gave me a glimpse into the magic of CL Smooth's unique style and cadence. The Good Life, All Sold Out, Go With The Flow, introduced us to what was becoming a signature sound for the group. But it was Mecca and the Soul Brother that put all antennas up for Pete's jazz-heavy production and CL Smooth flow, sprinkled with coded language, double entendres, and witty punchlines. Sometimes with CL Smooth, you got to listen several times before you catch, and that's the genius, where you can go back 20, 30 years. Go listen to Troy, and, you might catch something that you ain't catch the year it came out. This man is poetic with it, and I love it. Pete Rock and CL Smooth's debut album, Mecca and the Soul Brothers, solidified the Mount Vernon and New Rochelle duo as a powerful tandem and produced bona fide 1990s classics that still resonate today. Lots of Lovin', Straighten It Out, The Basement, and Skins helped define the early 1990s renaissance that some label rap music's second golden age. But it was the dedication of Heavy D and the boys member Trouble T-Roy that hit the charts and dominated radio, all while receiving respect on the streets. They Reminisce Over You is not only a eulogy and dedication, but if you listen, it's a celebration of family, community, and responsibility, all virtues that are present throughout CL Smooth's music catalog. The main ingredient, their second album, would see Pete Rock sharpen his production swords, and CL Smooth's pen game had matured over their 3-year hiatus. It's On You, Sun Won't Come Out, I Gotta Love, Searching, and All the Places dealt with romantic relationship, the perils of street life, straight up bragging and boasting. But Caramel City and I Get Physical found a Mechadon writing like he had something to prove. CL Smooth released his own solo albums, American Me and The Outsider, in 2005 and 2007. And he continues to be an advocate, again, for family values and strong communities in and outside of hip-hop. Give it up for the Mechadon, CL Smooth.
CL Smooth, right to left. CL Smooth was on stage. CL stands for Glory the Love. I dedicate this to you. CL. Capital C, capital L, capital S, M-double-O-T-H. Yes, you reminisce too now, peeping. CL Smooth and Mary J. Blige. 2 years ago, a friend of mine asked me to say some MC rhyme, so I said this rhyme I'm about to say. The rhyme was mad and it went this way. To meet the Caramel King of the Castle, keeping his tight, CL Smooth, sipping on spread out. You know the method, John, where love is only for me. Caramel City, ladies and gentlemen, CL is in the house. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. It's the best who ever did it on a Pete Rock track.
I think when anybody celebrates you, you feel honored. You feel good. You feel like you did something. You contributed something to the culture. I'm just in love with music, period. This is what I was meant to do in my life. It's meant to just be around good people, good creators, good people who know what they want to do with their life and know what they want to create, the greatest creators. But most of all, just the insight to know as young kids what they want to do, how they want to do it, what they want to create, and the love that they got for each other. And we need to harness that sometimes. We need to harness the love we got, you know, and about loving ourselves. It all comes from, you know, having the parents I had, having the mother I had mostly, and the grandparents I had. Everything I am is my grandfather. I think if he could get up here and rap, everything I stole from him. His walk, his talk, his voice, his cadence, his deliveries, his conversation, his grand verbalism, his wisdom. And all I did was turn it into a whole career. Just looking at him and studying him and knowing what was important to me to be better than this man, to outdo him. And of course he got mad. Of course he got mad. I just took all his shit. Isn't that what the music business is about? Taking niggas' shit? Well, I was the first in my family. But it taught me a lesson. It taught me that you can really have an influence on your children. You can really have an empowered influence on your children. And he did it. His grandson, he didn't know what he was doing, but he loved me. And his love put me through all of this. And my grandma, God bless her, I even thought the power that they gave me, I couldn't survive without them. I couldn't be here without them. I would fold up. But the strength that they gave me to move on in this life, they paid me again. Because I would have gave up if I didn't have the knowledge and the understanding of how family is so important. Family is everything. I'm not saying we got to get along with all of them. I'm saying the key pieces there are in play. For the rest of your life, they are in play. Okay? So I sit at my table now, and I got the greatest sons on the planet. They gave me everything I wanted. Education, grand verbalism, understanding, beauty, empowerment of a black man, knowledge, smarts, teaching me all types of shit. And you know I've been stealing the whole time. The whole time. So we all teach each other something. I think that's what's wrong with this world, is that we don't got enough grown-ups. We got to stop impersonating grown-ups and be real grown-ups and teach these kids that ain't cool. That ain't cool to go kill your neighbor. That ain't cool to go hurt your sister. That ain't cool to go down your family. It ain't cool. We need positive energy, upliftment, empowerment in this room and as well as when we leave here. But we can't fake it. We can't just say it's a good conversation and leave it where it is. We have to live it. We gotta live it. And every lyric I put down, I knew I was living. I was living it. Even when it wasn't popular, I was living it. And the world had to catch up, though. And they still got to catch up, though. You understand? Because in this day and time, how are you even existing and happy? And I am. And I'm existing. because I got something more to contribute to the culture. But it's not about conversation, it's about doing. And when I'm doing it, I'm not talking about it because I'm too busy living it. And living it should be hard enough, right? Oh, but there's one thing I appreciate about being honored is that I take it seriously in my work. I take it seriously in my writing. I take it seriously in my production. I take it seriously so that you know and I know it wasn't fake. And most of all, in my performances. And we're even doing something that's never been done before. We're opening up a whole new genre of music and artists that haven't been celebrated this long. Do you understand? Still performing at a high level. And somebody asked me, how do you do it? Because I'm still sacrificing. I can be out here drinking. I do smoke, but I can't be out here drinking every night, playing with these women every night, doing these things every night and not taking it home, not bringing it to the table, not feeding mommy and daddy first. Even the animals got better lives than us because they don't waver on who's going to eat. We waver on who's going to eat. So my whole purpose in life was to show you that even though I came through the odds of what we all went through, my mama loved me. There's no excuse. My daddy, he loved me. There is no excuse. My grandparents, they took care of me. They took care of my mama. There is no excuse. I had to be something good, something you can say, that's my son right there. You know, my mother got more than one son, and she only introduces one. Okay? So you got to know what it is that mommy is honored to be with and around. The good energy. You see, I got her beatings. He didn't. She threw me out and told me, where's he gonna go? I grew up in the era where it was sink or swim, baby. You can't teach these youngins what I know. You can't make them feel what I feel, but I know they got knowledge way past what I got. Do they practice good living? Who knows? Probably not. We all had fun. But if we come together as a people, anything's possible. You see what we do when we're not together. You see what we create when we don't have each other. Greatness. We create all my kings and queens. This is a room full of kings and queens. This is a room full of my family, my second family. And that's how I treat all my performances. That's how I give it like it's my last performance. And one day it will be, but the celebration will move on, baby.
What's going on, baby? Just being slow. Sexified every day. You gotta love it this way. Let's get right to it.